Dayton at Dayton, which is a team that beat us. We know they're good. So we know they're capable. Arabi is a big guy at the post. He's 7'2", and he's very effective if he catches it deep, can score the ball. The one forward, his name always escapes me, probably their best player, is a really good mid-range player, veteran player. Wesley, yeah. Is probably their steadiest guy, plays the most minutes, averaging, doing a nice job. So they've got some talented players, and watch them against Colorado, and that second game of a road trip, they didn't look very good. They looked like a lot of us have looked at Colorado on the second game of that road trip, but I watched them at home, and they got a lot of energy and some really good athletes.
This is getting heavy again a little bit, but for you personally, and the way you operate, like you function, is the Wednesday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Sunday thing, are you comfortable having a little extra time here for teams that work to your advantage in some way?
Well, yeah, I guess it could. I don't know. I don't know how. I know we don't have any Thursday games, so we're always going to have 2 days, some days 3. Now, the Wednesday, Sunday, and come back on Wednesday, that will be a new phenomenon, trying to recover from a Sunday game, which typically you take a day off, which essentially gives you 1 day. That's more like a Thursday, Saturday game. I don't know how it's going to affect anything. It's just different. I've been doing it one way for so long, it's odd a little bit. For example, we'll come back Wednesday night for class purposes to be in class Thursday, Friday, but we'll need to take Thursday off. So it's not like we'll get that extra day preparation for Sunday's game, but we will have 2 days.
You'll have an extra day preparation too, right? Even if your team's taking off.
Well, yeah, but you kind of get it yourself in a routine. I think sometimes you can over-analyze things. I mean, you do what you do best. You try to take away what another team might do best. You're going to go back and play your rules. You're going to go back and do what you do. I don't know if there's anybody in our league that's unique enough that requires more time. Maybe a 1-1-3 defense might require more time, but you're pretty much at a point where you're going to do what you do best and try to figure out and take away what the other team wants to do, does best. I don't know. I thought about that a little bit. I'm just not sure how it will affect things long term.
Are you curious to see how it will?
Well,
since it's new,
it is. I mean. Let's say, for example, yesterday, which would be essentially a day off, I felt a little more sense of urgency because we're playing Wednesday versus Thursday. So you have that aspect of how you feel about it. So I spent yesterday, looking at a lot of tape, and so it's just a matter of adjusting. You can only do so much. Kids can only absorb so much.
and like you said, the flip side of it is that you have a short turnaround that next week after the Sunday.
You do on a Sunday, Wednesday, particularly as it affects road and home. I mean, if you're coming back like we are late Sunday night, then, and it's going to be a tough turnaround anyway with UCLA and then Arizona. I don't know whether Arizona plays this Sunday or not, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at it, but
Generally speaking, do you find yourself feeling a little bit more at ease if you have a little bit more time to thoroughly think out of you?
Well, I think Monday, like the first day of a 2-day deal, you maybe don't get done. It doesn't seem like the kids really know exactly what it is you're getting at. Second day, they seem to settle in and understand what you're doing. So from that aspect, that helps. And so the Saturday game, having done something Monday and then trying to come back Friday after a game, that's hard. I mean, Friday was at Oregon State, for example. Friday, we didn't get much done. And so you're kind of going back on Monday's prep a little bit, and that's always a little bit difficult.
Do you kind of worry with the
Well, that's kids. I mean, that's, I don't think, I don't think that's unique to us in any way, shape, or form. I think most people, over the years, I've had a few groups that were just, boy, they just tuned in all the time. Mostly kids kind of lose their concentration. I mean, we lost our concentration against Washington State to start with. We weren't, I think the kids knew that, and you can try to talk them out of it, but they're not. You hope you don't lose one as a result of not paying attention. So all you want to do is be as good as you could be, and if it's not good enough, then you pat the other team on the back and congratulate them, but you don't want it to be from lack of preparation mentally on your part.
Will there be much of a shift in the way you approach USC versus UCLA, the differences in their two styles?
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, UCLA is obviously very talented, partially because they've got a pro point guard in Anderson who really orchestrates an awful lot. He's good. I mean, he can rebound, he can pass, he's big enough to pass over the top, he can score. He really makes a lot of things work for them, but you have to do the same things. You have to transition, you have to block off, you have to make shots. I don't see a whole lot of difference in terms of preparation. We'll see zone, both teams probably. Maybe some three-quarter court pressure from both teams. Both teams could try to get up and down the floor and get it out early and get easy shots. I don't see anything that's appreciably different.
You guys got some, and I know you don't care about this an awful lot, but you got some votes in both of the polls today, not quite into the 25 yet, but do you think people are waiting to see about you guys and wondering, and you feel like you still have a lot to prove, or do you think what you've done so far is some pretty good evidence the team you can do?
I don't even really care I mean, it's a beauty contest, and it always has been. Where was Colorado and Oregon?
Both out.
Are they both out?
Yeah, there's one, Arizona's the one left.
All right. So UCLA losing to Utah was enough to move them?
There were only 25 that went in.
Yeah.
All right.
They dropped.
Well, I guess, I mean, so in other words, North Carolina losing to Belmont didn't affect them. But, I get, Travis said I should make this point, so I'll make it. If you lose out west in the Pac-12, then the team that you beat that was ranked wasn't very good. They were overrated. If you lose back east, then, boy, that league is really good. Look, they're beating everybody. We just don't get that respect out here. And it's been that way for a long, long time. So they would refuse to admit that Utah might be decent or somebody else. It's a beauty pageant. I don't worry about that very much. You're hoping that people that make selections for the NCAA at the end of the day look at things objectively, and that's really what you're concerned with.
In terms of how you feel about what you guys have achieved so far, you think
I don't know what else we can do.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I thought that Arkansas has turned out to be a real good team. That was a neutral. Gave Syracuse a heck of a run without Richard. And, Dayton I thought Dayton was really good winning that tournament, but they've proven not to be maybe quite as good, but I thought they were really good. The Santa Barbara thing, I think Santa Barbara's not bad, but we're doing about the best we can. We're pedaling about as fast as we can.
Can you talk, I've asked you this before, but about Richard a little bit, just his kind of immaturity. I mean, 2 years ago, he didn't get to finish the season because he didn't attend some things he had to deal with. And is he just a grown-up kid now? I mean,
Getting closer.
Yeah.
If he, I don't know, to be honest with you, I don't know if he's elected to take the load but if he passes all of his classes this spring, he'll graduate in 4 years. And, considering some of the difficulties he had along the way, that would be pretty incredible. And he has the ability now to, when he focuses, he can get through that stuff. And he has matured. I told him at halftime, right start of the second half, that I just didn't feel like he was engaged Saturday, and he came back out, started rebounding the ball, and started making plays. So he's capable. I still think that concentration, focus is something that when he has it, he can be really good. Other times, not so much.
Is he better at taking coaching and criticism?
Yeah, because generally I think he understands that it's meant to help him. I have told him that I thought he could lead the league in rebounding. I thought he could average double-double, but he's going to have to focus and go hard. And I think that's a goal. I think it's something he'd like to do. So, when you talk about those things, he responds to that.
Coach, it seems like you've been working Bird slowly back into the rotation. Do you see him as fully healthy going into these next 2 games? Or?
Getting there.
Yeah.
Getting there. It's hard for kids, particularly young kids, that miss as much time. He was like Jordan, like all those freshmen. They needed every practice every day to do all the things, to learn all the things they need to learn. To miss that much time is hard. So some of the habits that he needs just aren't there. But he every day is a little bit better. So we'll just continue to bring him along.
He seemed once or twice the other day frustrated. Maybe just himself, I don't know. I saw David during a timeout talking to him and trying.
All the freshmen are frustrated. You guys pick on Bird because, and it's not fair to Jabari. Jabari's a terrific kid, and it really wants to do everything to help this team win. They're all frustrated. They're freshmen, and they do freshman things. And they're playing with Justin's a 5th-year guy, Richard's 4, David 3rd-year guy, Jeff's 5th-year guy. Those guys know things that the freshmen just don't know. So they do make mistakes. And and they're aware of it. They know what's happening, and it bothers them. They really want to help this team win. And when they make a mistake, I generally let them know it, because they're habits that we're trying to build, and freshmen just don't have those habits yet. They just don't, and they won't. No team anywhere. It's like Calipari said the other day when the guy dunked the tip to beat him. He says, that's what freshmen do. They fail to block off. They gaze, they watch. So I don't think it's, I just don't think it's fair to single out Jabari. He missed some time that would have been very valuable to him. He's getting better every day, and he's just fine.
Any update on Franco?
He's doing stuff, but he's not cleared to practice. He's not cleared to go 100% with shooting and so forth. I think the doctor will see him again this week and maybe release him to go full speed on shooting the ball. Might be another week yet before he's able to practice. The last thing you want him to do is try to catch a pass, he hits it wrong.
His hand or his wrist?
It's his hand.
The basic thing?
Yep.
So he's another week or 2 away.
Mm-hmm.
So are you feeling pretty comfortable with Barron since you're back up big?
I don't have a choice. You did dance with what brung you, Christian's done a better job. His knee swells, so he's probably going to be able to, after a game, probably have to take a day off. His knee's still swelling up. That's something we got to get him through, but he's improved. He's done a better job.
Do you use some pass Brooks in the rotation? Or it's just situational?
It is. There's certain people that big rooks he can guard, but I don't want him guarding a faster, quicker guy. I think Christian can handle that a little bit better.
Back to Richard for a second. Was there a time when you wondered if he'd get where he is now? Are you pleased and gratified that he's kind of...
Well, I guess over the years you've seen enough people that ultimately mature and become better players. I think his sister who went here was a little bit like that, they tell me, in volleyball. She didn't really pan out. Senior year she was really good, but up to that point she struggled. But he's stuck with it, and he's had some tough times. but he stuck with it, and he's gotten to the point now where he's a factor in this league.
I'm sure he wants to play basketball beyond college. What do you think he could-
They all do. Every single kid on that team does,
Right.
on every team.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, almost every kid I've had in the last 10 years have played somewhere. I've had a chance to play somewhere after college. Some more successfully than others, but at least they've gotten a chance to go. He'll play for money somewhere.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.